Bronco, would you obviously you knew that they had a good offense with Sam Howell? Would you have thought that your defense could give up nearly 700 yards in a game like this?
No, I didn't. I did not think so, and really disappointed and frustrated, and clearly reflects a lack of quality preparation of our defensive unit on our part.
Bronco, big picture, you had an opportunity here in a road game, a nationally televised, night game, all of that, against a ranked opponent to really elevate the program. What kind of an opportunity slipped away tonight?
Oh, all the things that you just said.
This meeting is being recorded.
All those things that you just said were at stake, and that's exactly where we currently are. And so, yep, we missed an opportunity to do all of those things, and UNC outplayed us, outprepared us, and really, again, especially on the offensive side, took over the game.
Bennett Conlon, go right ahead. Bennett Conlon, go right ahead.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was curious. The defense was really good in the first 2 weeks. I guess I was just wondering how surprised you were at kind of the start tonight and that sort of sustained throughout the whole game.
Yeah, I think that's a fair depiction. So surprised, yeah, and certainly there was an over-evaluation on our part based on week 1 and week 2, and an under-evaluation possibly of the matchups and what UNC might challenge us with. And so it's a combination of both things, which led to that type of performance. And so this adds a lot more substance to exactly where we are and where our deficiencies are.
We'll go next to Preston Willett. As a reminder, please use the raised hand function if you have a question. Then we'll go to Scott Radcliffe.
Bronco, Jay mentioned earlier Joey going out with that injury, and also it seemed like Wayne was on that in the second half. Do you have any updates on those injuries?
Wayne went out with a concussion early, and Joey went out with a collarbone injury, which does not look like it's broken at this point.
Bronco, I know that they jumped on you guys early, and you have to go to the air. But were you disappointed in the running game at all?
Oh yeah, run defense for us or our run game.
Your running game.
Oh man, the game just didn't really allow that to happen. So I think our run game would have been fine, but playing from that deficit for the entire game, it really led to a pass-first approach. So I wasn't disappointed. I just didn't think the game called for or enabled us to do that.
We'll go back to Mike Barber and Bennett Conlon.
Bronco, there was a bunch of talk during the week about being the more physical team and the culture holding for 4 quarters. Do you feel like in this matchup, Carolina met that or exceeded that?
Oh yeah, North Carolina won that matchup today again, and there was basically 2 different games going on, right? There was our offense against their defense, and I was really impressed with our offensive performance. But then there was their offense against our defense, and they clearly won that matchup in every way. And
I know that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say they were the more physical team on that side and in that matchup from beginning to end.
I know there's probably not a lot you want to cool about defensively, but Fentrell's interception really started the comeback to make this a game again. How big a moment was that at that point?
Huge. They were on the verge of pulling away, and then we went into halftime ahead. So, yeah, it was a giant play.
Run defense, you mentioned not being pleased with that, but I guess is that kind of where everything starts defensively? If you can't stop the run, is it kind of hard to stop anything?
Man, there really wasn't anything stopped well. So the giant plays through the pass game then took our focus off the run game a little bit. But yeah, the run execution, there wasn't a play played that I thought was really well fit or executed and didn't sound, look, or feel right in the run component. So yeah, just a poor performance from beginning to end.
Preston Willett and Jerry Radcliffe, go ahead.
of those seniors, super seniors that came back this year, they're on that defensive side of the ball. So just how does a loss like this challenge them moving forward this season?
Just that tremendous challenge, and then there's redefining, and then getting up and going, and that's what life is about. And so yeah, there's no time to feel sorry or do anything other than reflect, learn, recommit, and play better. And we play Friday night, and then we play on a Thursday night. So yeah, the clock's ticking. Where it's a fast turnaround.
Bronco, obviously you guys had the lead at halftime. What were you talking about at the half? What was the mood, and what do you think went wrong in the second?
Yeah, the mood was optimistic, and just like when we arrived here and to play the game to begin with. And so we didn't know exactly what the score would be or what it was, but at halftime we thought it'd be a very difficult game and hard fought, and that's what it was. And then the adjustments that we intended to make defensively didn't work, weren't executed well, but nor did we really play strong in the first half. So defensively, we really didn't have any answers that were effective, whether it was first half or second half, nor did we make enough plays. Offensively, if we would have had the ball more in the second half, I think there would have been more points. So I thought they are offensively, I'm just really encouraged.
Mike Barber and Ben Conlon, do you guys have other questions?
Coach, real quick, I think this was a season high in penalties. I know some of them were late in the game, but what did you see in that end? Were you disappointed in discipline, or
Yes.
what did you see?
Yeah, I was. I think we were undisciplined, and I think that reflected in the penalties. And under pressure and playing from behind and working harder to catch up, that manifests, right, that that focus wasn't happening between the whistles. It was spilling over to after, and that means a lot of guys frustrated or trying too hard or both, right, or not hard enough during the play and sloppily after. So yeah, I wasn't pleased with that, and I don't think it reflected anything positive in terms of their preparation.
And it's obvious how important Brennan is to this team, but you had him in the game 2 minutes to go, 1 minute to go. They were still coming after him. What was the thinking in keeping him in the game there?
Yeah, we have a sincere belief that this football program has a great chance, as good a chance as anyone, to win the Coastal Division. That was not manifest tonight. He's our leader, and I thought it was really important just for our team to see him battling right to the end because of his example, and we could have used more of that. My job is to prepare and train the players to be more like that, and man, he right to the very end was exceptional. And so yeah, that modeling and that example I just thought was needed.
We're outscored 42-10 in the first and third quarters. Is there anything you noticed on sort of the slow start to each half?
No, but it'll certainly take some more diving into and looking into to see what could be the cause, if there's any commonality.